Hello, everyone. My name is Ann Lishway. I'm a travel sales manager at AAA Northeast, and I'm here to talk to you today about holiday travel and give you some tips to make for a stress-free holiday travel season. So we know the holidays are fast approaching, and it's absolutely one of the busiest times of the year for travel. It really is time to start planning. And I just want to give you a couple of tips to keep in mind to help alleviate some of that stress when you're travel planning. So a big question that we get is when to buy your airline tickets. In all honesty, the time is now. It's yesterday, it's today, it's tomorrow, it's as soon as possible. This is gearing up to be one of the busiest travel seasons of all time, this holiday season. So people are really looking to make up for lost time, to gather with loved ones. So we're expecting to see a lot of people, perhaps the most we've ever seen, traveling this holiday season. So that means that inventory is going to really be in high demand. Pricing is expected to be high as well. So make your airline reservations, your hotel reservations, your car reservations, make them in advance, make them soon. I would expect to see slightly higher pricing because we're seeing some reduced schedules still, especially with a lot of airlines are reduced about 20% from 2019 schedules. So there are fewer options that you're going to see, and I would expect pricing to be higher, especially during those holiday dates. In terms of looking for, a good value, good pricing for your airfare, being flexible with your travel plans is huge and will help a lot. The days that are right before and after Thanksgiving and right before and after Christmas are the busiest travel days of the whole year. So they also tend to be the most chaotic and the most expensive. If you can avoid those dates and push your dates out a little bit on either end, that certainly helps both with stress levels and with pricing. You can also think a little bit outside the box for Thanksgiving travel, for example. Domestic travel is very busy during the holiday season, specifically Thanksgiving. It's actually the busiest domestic travel time of the whole year, while international travel during Thanksgiving is not so. So you can maybe take your family to Europe for Thanksgiving instead, and you can get quite a good value on your trip, while domestically you might be paying the same amount in airfare to go not as far. Another trend that we see during the winter holiday season is Caribbean travel. People are wanting to get out of the cold of the Northeast and go somewhere warm. So Caribbean travel tends to be very popular right around winter holidays especially. It's a tricky time to plan and to buy because there is such high demand. So again, I would expect higher pricing. If you could be flexible with your dates again and maybe push out a little bit past the winter holidays, looking into January into February, that can help with both availability and pricing. And I would absolutely suggest that you talk to your travel advisor, get some tips and suggestions from them of the best times to travel and the best places to travel during those cold months. The last suggestion that I have, especially during the travel planning phase, is to buy travel insurance. We've seen lots of airline delays and cancellations, and unfortunately they are still plaguing us. We can expect to see them again in this holiday travel season. So be prepared, buy insurance at the time that you're making your travel reservations. And this helps to cover you if you do have delays, maybe you get stuck overnight somewhere or have a change of plans. Travel insurance is really there to help protect you and your investment. And then in terms of during travel, while we're getting into that busy travel period, you really want to, again, go in prepared. So the first step is get to the airport early on the day that you're traveling. We suggest at least 2 hours for domestic and 3 hours internationally. I would actually probably add on maybe a half hour or an hour to that because it's been such a busy travel period and we're expecting to see that this year. So get there early, expect there might be delays, expect that there will be long lines because there will be. I would absolutely suggest pre-check if you do not have TSA pre-check, so you don't have to wait in as long of a line, but I would expect to see that. So getting there early just helps to alleviate some of that stress. Another thing to consider when you're planning and when you're traveling is come in with a backup plan. we've seen delays, we've seen cancellations, especially around the holiday periods because staffing is such a challenge at that time. We see them almost even more during those periods. So come in with a backup plan, have an idea if something does happen, what's your next step? What will you do as an alternative? I also would put in buffer time. Don't plan to fly or arrive on the day you need to be somewhere. Give a day or two on either end and give yourself that buffer time, including for connecting flights. So you don't want to book a really short connection and then you have a delay and you miss that connection. So adding in time kind of all over that planning period will help if something does go wrong, that you can still hopefully get to your destination in time. And last but not least, pack your patience for the holiday travel season. It's a chaotic time to travel, but it can be very rewarding. You want to really keep in mind that it's a busy time for us as travelers, and it's a busy time for travel staff and airline crew as well. So bringing them a treat, giving them an extra thank you really goes a long way. That small amount of kindness can go a long way, especially as they're working during that holiday period. So something to consider when you're going into the holiday travel season that we're entering into. I hope some of these tips have been helpful for you and help you to have a stress-free travel holiday season. Until next time.